Welcome, this is Halcyon, and today's Belief Buffet message is about money. Specifically, I want to call it Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Asshole. Now, I have had a poor relationship with money for most of my life. When I say relationship, meaning like I had this association with wealth and money that it was tied to selfishness and suffering. As if one person has money, another person has to lose, and that being rich was not a morally high ground, righteous place to be. And in some ways, that attitude repelled money from me. So most of my 20s and 30s, I struggled financially. Connecting with the Burning Man community and the idea of decommodification and gifting, that resonated like, yay, giveaway, giveaway, giveaway. And, as I have spoken about many times, gifting has changed my life. And looking for opportunities to make people's lives better simply because it makes them feel good, it makes you feel good, and therefore raises the vibration of the world. Ta-da, that's all you need. That's a recipe for a purpose-filled life. But, you do need resources. If you're going to participate in a society, you need resources so that you can get the stuff you need. Now, you could go live on a farm and live off the land. I am not interested in that. So I do need money. And so luckily my attitude towards money has changed over the years. I had some mentors who helped me see how money is a communication tool. Money is how you tell a system, we want more of that. If a store keeps selling out of organic produce, the system knows we need to make more organic produce. If there's huge lines in front of the fair trade coffee shop, somebody will open another fair trade coffee shop. Now, this is simplistic and does not take into account the corruption of legislation by money, but I'm not going to get into that. So that awareness of like voting with your dollar, and if I produce things that are of value to the world, then being paid and getting money actually is a thing to celebrate. As I've grown in my years, have become more and more aware of the benefits of having more and more resources. As I have friends that have become successful in all different ways, some of them financially, getting and had the opportunity to participate and experience nicer things in life, I've started to listen more about the ways of the grown-ups, the ways of those who play the games of money and investment and things like that. And so this last week, one of the people that I have reached out to help teach me and answer questions about being more financially responsible and having a mindset towards investment and property and things like that. I've never even bought a new car. I've never owned a home. I lack the freedom, man. But so I'm growing and I'm learning. Anyway, someone sent me a video to watch, a podcast with the Rich Dad, Poor Dad person. And there was a bunch of information that I felt very useful and very helpful, and I appreciated this kind of like experienced wisdom of someone that has been dealing with real estate investment for years and years and years and been very successful with it. And then there was a point in the interview where he was talking with his wife about a time in the past when they evicted somebody. You buy a property, you make money because you charge rent. And if people don't pay the rent, you have to evict them. Otherwise, the investment doesn't work. You can't pay your mortgage. I get all that. But I want to play this clip, see if I can do it. I'll play this clip and see if you hear something different than what I heard, see if it bothers you like it bothered me.
But the thing, this was the funniest thing. Kim says it's worth the misery. So this guy's giving me a stink eye. It's Christmas time. I think he's got 2 daughters. He's dragging his Christmas tree out and all this stuff. And he comes up to me and he's still giving me the stink eye. And he says, it's Christmas. And Kim just holds the line. And what am I going to do with my furniture? It's all on the sidewalk out there. And and this truck pulls up. And they loaded his furniture onto their truck.
They thought it was rubbish.
Kim and I sat there talking to him. I'm looking over his shoulder, and these guys are, it must be Christmas. And they're throwing all of his furniture and his Christmas tree on their truck. And I said to him, well, if you keep talking to me, pretty soon you won't have anything to move. Remember that?
If I'm understanding correctly, he's laughing about the scenario where a man who is evicted from his home on Christmas with his 2 kids at the curb with his Christmas tree and all his furniture, in his distress as he's trying to figure out and plead with his landlord, somebody who's like a donations, like a AmVets or something, comes and starts picking up his furniture. And Rich Dad thinks that's hilarious? Is that not the saddest lack of humanity? I'm not even saying that he should have been like a Hallmark Christmas special and say, oh, you know what? Forget the rent. Have a Merry Christmas. I'm saying he could have had some compassion and said, I'm sorry. Let's do what we can to make sure you don't lose your furniture. I can't budge on the rent and the eviction, but make sure you turn around so that you don't lose your stuff. And, I'm happy to do what I can do to minimize the suffering that this experience is going to cause you. Does he not see that person as a human being? Or does he not have value because he doesn't have money? And so hearing this clip, it kind of just it was a slap of face, that was what I've always been afraid of. That's the danger of money that has, I think, kept me from significant success in some ways. Oh gosh, is that what a person is like? Is that what it takes to become super wealthy? I don't think that's true. I know plenty of people that, at least my experience of them is that they're incredible people, generous people, and very wealthy. But it certainly is things like that gets in my brain and becomes this subconscious sabotaging sometimes of paths that could lead me to more wealth and resources. I guess I need to look for examples of people using their influence and their money to do beautiful things. I wish it was easier to find. What are the cathedrals and the patrons of the arts of the billionaires of today? Who are the Medicis? Who are the people who are saying, gosh, I have plenty for 100 lifetimes to live, so I'm going to use some of this resources to make our world a better place? I'm sure they're out there. Too often I feel like when they go out and they give $1,000 tip and they make a YouTube video about it, which is great. I love those videos. More examples of that, please. I love role modeling of generosity. It makes us all feel better about it. But I wish it wasn't so special that it would become a viral video when a rich person gives away an insignificant amount of their treasure chest. I am seeking to repair my relationship to money, seeking a healthy way to increase my earnings. I'm thinking about doing another Pink Path in the new year. And trying to avoid the subconscious wall, I think I could be a great steward of resources, right? Yeah. Well, I'm curious if you have different experiences, different attitudes, different examples. I would love to be shown that I'm way off. Help me to understand better. Help me to learn. Because that's why we're here, to grow and figure things out. So thank you very much. I love you.